Welcome to Miracle Network's Wednesday meditation. I'm so glad we're all here together. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to click the subscribe button below to receive updates and notifications. Today we're joined by Sandy Snelling, who will lead us in meditation. Then we have 20 minutes of silence. After that, we open it up for sharing. We end at 10:45. Over to you, Sandy.
Good morning, everyone. Lovely to see all your lovely faces, and some of you I haven't seen for ages, so it's really, really lovely to be with you all. So when I was thinking about what I was going to do for this meditation today, I always ask for guidance. And there's been a lot of things coming up for me in different books and different things I've been hearing that have helped me to reflect on what we'll do today. So what's been coming up for me is how much the Course of Miracles really helps us to clear through anything that isn't love. And at first, that requires quite a lot of effort on our behalf, doesn't it? You know, we're doing the lessons, we're trying really hard, even if we don't understand it. The lessons and the book gives us direction, which is lovely. But at some point, ultimately, it wants us to stop the doing, and it wants us to just let everything drop away. And that's where I'm feeling that I'm really at the moment. Everything is beginning to tell me, come on, let's let it be in your being rather than the doing. So it just wants it to drop away and let everything come into our natural state, which is peace, love, joy, light, just resting in God and letting that be the way we move through the day. And that's often easier said than done, isn't it? So it doesn't want us to hold on to anything, whether that's material things, whether that's our stories about good and bad, right and wrong, the stories about who we think we are, about stories about who we think anybody else is, whether it's our points of view, whether it's becoming enlightened, or becoming anything. It doesn't want us to become anything. We are already it. And we forget that quite a lot. I think we have this pursuit thing, this chasing. At least I do anyway. So it's really good to remember that that's not what's really ultimately wanted once we've getting into it. So clinging to anything in any form in this world will ultimately lead to some form of suffering, to some form of grievance, and that's not us living in love. And it really keeps us from knowing who we truly are, which is a holy child of God. Love. That's what we are, love. So in the letting go and in the doing nothing, in allowing our awareness, that self that's the big S, to just be still in God, and in releasing any limitations, we allow whatever needs to arise in that moment. And in that moment, we are present in mind and in heart. So with that in mind, I was guided to lesson 286, which is the hush of heaven holds my heart today. So this will hopefully allow us to reflect on being in that stillness and the need to do nothing. So when I lead you into the meditation today, I'll read that lesson. It's a very short one. I'll read it gently 3 times just to really let those words settle in. And what I really would like is you just to feel those words as well, and to allow the love beneath those words to really settle into your being. And then once I finish repeating that 3 times, we'll have 20 minutes of silence. And then you'll hear my voice gently bring you round. Okay, so let's just get ourselves settled. Just make sure you're comfortable, really important, otherwise that's all you'll focus on. Become aware of what you're sitting on, whether that's chair, floor, cushion, whatever. What is your back against, if at all? What your feet are touching. And then just bring your awareness to your breath. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths together. So breathing in and letting go. Breathing in and letting go. One more time, we're going to breathe in, a nice deep breath, and letting go. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. Father, how still today, how quietly do all things fall in place. This is the day that has been chosen as the time in which I come to understand the lesson that there is no need that I do nothing. In you is every choice already made. In you has every conflict been resolved. In you is everything I hope to find already given me. Your peace is mine. My heart is quiet and my mind at rest. Your love is heaven and your love is mine. Father, how still today. How quietly do all things fall into place. This is the day that has been chosen as the time in which I come to understand the lesson that there is no need that I do anything. In you is every choice already made. In you has every conflict been resolved. In you is everything I hope to find already given me. Your peace is mine. My heart is quiet and my mind at rest. Your love is heaven and your love is mine. Father, how still today. How quietly do all things fall into place. This is the day that has been chosen as the time in which I come to understand the lesson that there is no need that I do anything. In you is every choice already made. In you has every conflict been resolved. In you is everything I hope to find already given me. Your peace is mine. My heart is quiet and my mind at rest. Your love is heaven and your love is mine. So gently bring yourself back into the room. Gently bring your awareness back to your breath and just take your time, and only when you're completely ready, open your eyes.
Would anyone like to share? Raise your hand and I'll invite you to take yourself off mute. Linda.
You'll have to excuse the noise. I've got workmen on that side and that side. That was perfect for me today, Sandy. I feel as though I'm going through the dark night of the soul. And that was just perfect. Let everything be exactly as it is. I've been practicing this for a few weeks now. So I just loved your introduction. It hit every note with me. And I was able to rest peacefully, even with this noise going on next door.
Wonderful.
Yes, but I am going through the dark night of the soul.
So just allow it to be
Yes,
as it is. It's our resistance to it that will cause us more suffering than it is, and just keep offering it over.
yes,
This is the nice thing about this lesson as well, is it reminds us we're not on our own,
yeah,
that we're always being helped and guided, and that a good end is guaranteed. It tells us
yes.
that in the course, that so it might not feel that pleasant while we're going through it, but keep remembering, even if you want to imagine Jesus holding your hand,
I do
then that will give you the strength.
constantly. Yes, Con Jesus is always holding my hands.
Good, good.
Um, yes, and all the lessons just recently, and today, let me forget my brother's pastor. That's another. All perfect, but it's just let everything be exactly as it is.
It's that willingness and trust, isn't it? Just
Yes,
to know that it's all okay, that this has to be this way for the moment, and that it will
yes,
resolve itself somehow.
yes. I do find it difficult to believe that, I've gone through my life like, with problems, but I've bounced back and sort of like happy. But at 79 now, the biggest problems in my relationship with my children, that's the biggest thing. And
Mm,
it goes, and I can think when I do, it goes right back to my childhood.
yeah. It's like a fast track now, as we get better at doing the lessons, the ego gets louder. So things don't necessarily calm down, but we can remain more still in the middle of it. Just
Yes,
like you're saying, you're still, even though this noise is going on either side of
yes,
you, it can be the same in a situation. And that's what the course does. It helps us to remain in that place, or at least gives us the tools to keep coming back to it if we're not staying in it.
yes,
And that's all I think it is as you're getting nearer to transitioning at some point, and that could
yes,
be years and years, we don't know, or it might not. It's speeding you up, so see it as a blessing. And even though at the time when you're in it, it doesn't always
yes.
feel like it, but the ego gets really loud the
It,
closer you get
it's
to
scared.
being
It's
in that
running
right.
scared.
Yeah.
And, yesterday all I said nearly all day was, "You're my goal, my father, only you." And that's what all the stuff that I've got in my house. Oh, it's just stuff.
Yeah.
So a brilliant lesson and brilliant. Your presentation of it was perfect. Thank you.
Wonderful. You're welcome.
Who'd like to share? Dennis.
Thank you, Sandy. So simple and so beautiful, but there have been times in the past when I fought every word of it.
Yes, we do, don't we? As human beings, I think we like to make things very complicated. It is
I
very
want it
simple,
my way,
really.
my way. I
Yeah,
want this to happen.
exactly. We want to hold on to those reins, don't we? But when we trust enough and let go of the reins, life flows much better. It's only our resistance to anything, and that's what it's talking on about, clinging to anything, whether it's our belief that I'm right and I need to control things or whatever. That's what causes us the pain, that's what causes us the upset. That as soon as we can trust, and it only needs that little willingness, we were always told it's a little willingness, or even just to laugh, in that situation, just to laugh at it again. Okay, we've got this again. That allows the light to, be able to permeate it through us again, and allows it to settle. But it is our I want you to hold on, isn't it, tight to what we believe is is our control, isn't it? But really, God's will is our will. If you read those chapters in the text, it talks about that the Holy Spirit holds our will for us until we're ready to remember it. And it's only because we've come into a body and we're projecting all these things, we've forgotten that our will is actually exactly the same as God's, because we are a child of God, we're a part of God. So we're not actually relinquishing control in that bigger picture. It is actually just allowing life to flow as it's meant to. So yeah.
All the time I wasted on visualization,
Yes.
wanting it my way.
Oh, it's good to laugh at it now. Oh, thank you, Dennis.
I laugh about it now.
Fab.
Norman.
Yes, thank you very much, Sandy. That was beautiful. I had a strange experience. For instance, when I cut the grass, the bin fills up with grass that's been cut, and you take it out and you empty it. And I had almost like a picture like that. I was emptying things out of, the likes of a grass cutter, but it just wasn't grass; it was everything. And then I thought to myself, emptying everything. Well, what happens when everything's empty? And then beautiful warmth settled down. And I said, well, I'm empty now. Where's this warmth coming from? And it was like golden waves came, and it just felt as if I'd emptied all my fear and ego thoughts out, and they were just being filled up with love. So, but beautiful golden. And then I didn't really want to come out of that meditation at all. But eventually it just changed to like a clearness, like a clear blue sky. So it was very emotional. And then unfortunately the phone went. So, but I didn't like to cut the guy off, and I talked away to him for a while there. But I also didn't want not to be able to say what I had experienced. So thank you very much that you are still going and we could share that. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's wonderful, the symbology our minds can show us you know, because some of us are very visual, so we'll need that symbology. Some of us will feel more or hear more, whatever. So it's lovely to allow you to have that visual and then the experience of it. So, and that's what we take with us, you know, into life, that it is that peace, and it's not necessarily silence. I think sometimes, you know, it's talking about the hush of heaven, but I think that's more that our ego mind and our ego thoughts aren't going. We can allow them to hush a bit in the back. And I think that's what this lesson is talking about. You know, we're not going to have complete peace in the world around us, or, you know, things are still going to go on and noises are still going to happen. But what happens when we remain in this space and we allow God to take over rather than us try and take hold of the reins, is that you know, that all sort of settles down in the background a bit, so you can still be in the middle of it and still be peaceful, even if everything else around you isn't necessarily peaceful. So that's good. Thank you, Norman.
Mm.
Lottie, take yourself off mute.
It's only a couple of days, isn't it, since we were studying this lesson, and I can't remember the details of what was bugging me that day, but something, you know, I was, what shall I do, what shall I do, what shall I do? And I suddenly thought, hang on, go back to that lesson. There is no need that I do anything. So I took that on board, and everything settled and the day was wonderful. So yes, thank you for reminding me of that, even though I can't remember the details.
You're not meant to remember the details, you're just meant to remember that I need do nothing. But it is, isn't it? It's good that we can do that. The course at any point, if you want to dip into it anywhere, will have that gem for you. I mean, any lesson that you pick will just speak to you in that moment in the way that you need. And it is just remembering, basically. We don't need to do very much. You know, we'll be guided if we need to do anything. Everything will just unfold beautifully if we just remember to just start our day. I think it's a beautiful one. I've written it out so that I can actually start to say it a bit more in the beginning of the day, to sort of remind myself that start in this stillness of the day and rest in it. And, you know, just use any line that you want to get you back to that throughout the day if you find you've gone astray. But yeah, we need do nothing.
Who'd like to share? Jim and then Evelyn.
Thank you, Dan, and thank you, Sandy. Wonderful meditation. Is this going with the flow is a big lesson for me at the moment as well, because I seem to have spent most of my life expecting everything to arrange itself according to my plans. I expect trains to be on time. I expect people to turn up on time. I expect all my ideas for the day to unfold. And it doesn't happen, of course. But I still have days when I expect it to.
Yes.
But for me, this hush of heaven that you spoke, or that the lesson speaks of, is in that flow. The days when everything flows, because basically my own ideas about how it should be going are put very much in the background. There may be a plan, but if it doesn't unfold, well, there's another plan, a bigger plan, which I can fall in with. And I just, along with you and others, I do find just the more and more I get this course into my system, the more that flow occurs. And it is beautiful, actually. Whatever happens, it can be beautiful. And so another nice lesson you've chosen for us today, Sandy. Thank you.
Welcome.
Evelyn?
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Sandy. That was beautiful, very gentle, loving, just and also people's comments. And what I keep getting a picture as people are speaking of a baby in a cradle, you know, the old-fashioned rocking cradles on the, you know, and just a hand, an unknown hand, the divine hand rocking the cradle, and us, the baby, everything's taken care of. So
Beautiful.
so it just won't go away, as people were speaking. So it's obviously what I need, and yeah. So just that little baby, that's everything's taken care of.
Beautiful. That's really lovely, isn't it? Such a lovely image, and it's very powerful to remind us that we're a child of God, you know, that we
Yeah.
are looked
Yes.
after, and that loving care is there every moment.
Yes.
Only when
Yes.
the ego takes a centre place, take the driving seat, that we forget that it's still there, even when the ego's trying to do it, but it just masks it a bit. So
Yes.
beautiful image to remember, you know, that
Yes.
we're being gently rocked and gently loved and guided.
Yes. And thank you for the way you read it, and that also was part of the picture, the hush. Yeah, hush, little baby. Thank you.
Thank you.
Linda.
Yes, something else has just come to mind of everything works together for good. And I go right back to my childhood, that if my mum and dad hadn't said that, I wouldn't have done that and that and that. But I wouldn't be probably here right now with all this opportunity to just be who I truly am, Holy Son of God. So as much as all the crap's happened, and is happening, everything is working for my good. So lovely, absolutely lovely. And the way you said it was simplistic, I could understand what you said. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we've come to the end of our time together. Thank you, Sandy. That was wonderful. What a great way to start a Wednesday. And take yourself off mute and show your appreciation to Sandy.
Thank you, Sandy. Wonderful.
Thank you, Sandy, very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Lovely.
Everyone,
Very much.
thank you.
Thank you all for being here.
Thank you,
Love
everyone.
you.
Thank you, Sandy.
Big heart for you.